Hello and welcome to the viewers of this video. This is the Orange Fan here, bringing you another entry for the Terminology of the Channel category. Now this will be a follow-up to yesterday's video, which was about anti-heroes. This one, which will be about anti-villains. Now, unlike anti-hero, a term that's been around for a very long time, anti-villains is a more, relatively speaking, more recent term. I don't know if it originated from there or not, but I at least first heard about it from TV tropes, and I'm sure others familiar with the term first heard of it from there as well. Now, it's because of that possible origin and because of its more relatively recent use where I have seen some people question if anti-villain is a real term or not, because I've seen some instances where some are saying anti-villain is not a thing or it doesn't really exist. But in my case, I personally feel that anti-villain is a valid term. If an anti-hero is meant to refer to a character who lacks traditionally heroic characteristics, then I think anti-villain is a perfectly valid counterpart or opposite of that, a character who lacks traditionally villainous characteristics. Unlike the anti-hero types, there's only 4 types of anti-villains, and I will describe how this channel will be defining those types in this video. The type 1 anti-villain is meant to refer to characters that, while still evil, they may lack certain qualities that would define a pure villain, while still being more villainous compared to the other types. Usually, these characters may still have an honorable or noble quality, or 2 or 3, that the pure villain would lack, and in other cases, they just see their villainy as making a living, rather than anything really personal. So essentially, you could say that a punch clock villain, or a character who is an example of even evil has standards, would fit under the type 1 anti-villain category. The type 2 anti-villain is meant to refer to characters who really didn't want to be evil, but circumstances more or less led them down that road. And you may still feel some sympathy or at the least pity for them. It would differ from a tragic pure villain because while both may have became villains under sad or tragic circumstances, you would still feel sympathy or at least pity for the tragic anti-villain, while the tragic pure villain throws any and all sympathy out the window. And although we are talking about anti-villains here, I do think it is worth mentioning this because it is something to take into account in real life as well. No one's saying that, I'm not saying that you have to agree with why they're doing the stuff they do. I'm merely saying that you at least understand it, because it's important to keep in mind that understanding someone's actions and agreeing with someone's actions are not the same thing. And that goes for even mundane situations, not the type of stuff we'd be seeing in these more stories with bigger approaches than everyday life. After that little tangent, though, we're now going to move on to the type 3 anti-villain. Best way to describe the type 3 anti-villain is the well-intentioned extremist. They may have fundamentally good end goals, or at the very least their end goal is harmless or benign. The problem, though, is the methods they take to reach that goal. They're very much a case of the ends justifies the means. You could say that they might be seen as a counterpart to the type 4 anti-hero, because while the type 4 anti-hero would still be on the same side as the good guys, despite having fundamentally good intentions and going about it extremely, the type 3 anti-villain would be against the good guys, Although they may end up sharing the same end goal in mind, they have very different methods, and that's what causes them to butt heads. At least for those who may not also be the Type 4 anti-hero. Though it can be interesting to see those type of characters interact with each other. Lastly, we have the Type 4 anti-villain, the nominal villain or villain in name only. And this is pretty straightforward. It's a character who's only considered evil because for one reason or another they oppose the good guys. So in some cases it might be similar to the Type 1 anti-hero, where it's a harmless joke villain or a villainous wannabe in contrast to a joke hero or heroic wannabe. Other cases, it's a character who, while not evil, is still an antagonistic jerk who, well, yeah, like we said, antagonizes the character, but they're not really evil. And you could say a lot of in mundane life, we do have a lot of those antagonistic jerk type of nominal villains. And then it could also be a character who's perfectly nice, but for one reason or another, they're on the same side as the bad guys. Essentially, similar to how villain protagonists and token evil teammates may fit under the Type 5 anti-hero variation, hero antagonists and token good teammates could fall under the Type 4 anti-villain type, depending on certain circumstances. So, with this covered, with the anti-villains and how they're going to be defined on this channel covered, and today, and with the anti-heroes covered yesterday, that should hopefully help viewers have a better understanding of what they can expect if I ever bring up the anti-hero or anti-villain types again in future videos. Take care, and until next time.